is a female individual. Then we studied that error in the we discussed the genetic diagram to identify the sex determination. Then we discussed what is mutation. It's an error in copying DNA, whether it is a change in DNA or there is a change in chromosome. We discussed a list of different type of mutagens, and we discussed different type of uh, chromosomal mutation, and we discussed different type of point mutation. Okay, I want to ask one concept: frame shift mutation. Okay, I want to show you a certain structure of DNA. Suppose this is a segment of DNA where this was actually a sequence of DNA, but at the time of DNA replication, instead of CTA, this G is deleted, and instead of this G, this G has been deleted. So what do you think? The sequence of DNA will remain the same, or the reading frame of DNA will be shifted? At the time of protein synthesis, the DNA make a messenger RNA copy. So if the DNA has undergo mutation, or one nucleotide is added or deleted in the segment of DNA, so do you think an exact similar messenger RNA will be formed, or messenger RNA will appear slightly different? Will the messenger RNA be exactly the same, or there will be change in the messenger RNA? It will be shifted, and this type of mutation is known as frame shift mutation. When a small segment of DNA is added or deleted, the reading frame of DNA that help to code and formation of protein, it undergo changes and it lead to frame shift mutation. From different type of mutation, we study one case of uh, point mutation, and in case of point mutation, we studied sickle cell anemia, and in case of the chromosomal mutation, we have studied in case of chromosomal mutation, we have studied the case of Down syndrome, right? So from mutation topic is completed over here. Okay, now I want to know your opinion. What do you think are variations? Okay, what do you think? What is meant by the term variation? I don't want you to read from the screen.
Changes.
When changes in the individual of one species, or changes in the individual of different species?
In the same species.
We know that the dogs are different from cats and cats are different from lions. When we are studying genetic variation, we consider one population and we observe how many different type of variants do exist. For example, if we consider your BS1 student, psychology student, spring 2026. And we observe the eye color and hair color of different individuals, right? So we are observing the genetic variation between the individual of this particular sample, right? There are two different type of variation. One is called continuous variation and the other are called discontinuous variation. We are going to discuss more in detail about the type of variation. But I want to know what is your opinion? Is variation good or is variation bad? Like for the continuity of a species, do you think that variation should keep on happening or the species should remain still static, exact copying of DNA without any micro variation? What is a better option? Should the species undergo slight variation or should the species must remain exactly the same without any variation?
Change
Change is good or change is bad? My
is
question is
good.
this: change is good because variation let the individual change over a period of time. Okay, do you think that our surrounding environment is stable, is static since we are born, or the environment is continuously changing?
Continuously changing.
So it means that if DNA will not change, if the slight variation in DNA will not happen, so maybe the species, the genetic combination that exists now, maybe it will not be suitable for upcoming generations in the upcoming duration of time. Like if there is change, if the environment is continuously changing and DNA remain exactly the same, so maybe the species are not suitably fit with the changing environment. Like whatever I have taught in 4 or 5 lecture, uh, I'm trying to make a framework of it so that I can explain you the concept of evolution. Okay, recall your memory of biology, what you have learned so far. Can you give me 2, 3, or 4 different points that happen in the uh, lifespan of an individual that result in variation? Like you can pinpoint that this event in the life of an individual is responsible for variation.
स्ट्रेस एक टाइम जिसमें उनको कोई एंजाइटी अटैक आया था या पहली दफा पैनिक अटैक आया हो.
Okay, and I'm not talking about uh, one person at one point of time. I'm talking about the um, variation that happen in the life of an individual. Okay, a living organism. I'm talking about humans. Humans pass through stages of life, like the gamete formation happens, then fertilization happens, then the individual keep on growing in size and become mature, become adult, and then capable to reproduce. So recall before the birth of an individual. What happens before the birth of an individual? What is the reason of origin um, of a living organism? How a human is produced by sexual reproduction? Do the gametes fuse for before the fertilization? Are the gametes produced? Do you think the first step for the formation of a human is the formation of gametes? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Gametes are produced by what type of cell division? Which type of cell division is responsible for formation of gametes?
Meiosis.
Okay. Does meiosis result in formation of same type of individual or different type of like different type of gamete? Do you can you say that meiosis is one of the reason of variation?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So in the entire course of life, before the individual was born, meiosis happened, and it is the first reason of variation among the individuals, right? Second reason, after the gametes are formed, what should happen next? What is the next step? The gametes are ready. Now, what should happen for before the birth?
Fusing, fertilization.
Yes. Is Are we very sure about it that which sperm is going to fuse with which egg, or it is a random process?
Random process.
It's a complete random process, and we cannot predict about it. So, can I say fertilization is the second reason of variation?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Do you think that before the cell undergo mitosis or meiosis, DNA replication take place? And there is a possibility that there is an error occurred during in the copying of DNA. Can that even happen?
Yes, miss,
And
it can happen.
what specific term do we use that for error in copying of DNA?
Mutation.
We call it mutation. Can we say that mutation is the third reason for variation among the individual?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So far we have concluded three reasons of variation. Why me, you, like why we are different from each other, why we are not exact copy of our parents, why all siblings do not exactly alike, why fraternal twins are different from each other. They are they are twins. They have 50% similarity, but why they are different? Because they have inherited different combinations of genes, right? And the fourth reason of variation, if you can recall, during meiosis 1, at the time of anaphase, where the homologous pair of chromosomes were being separated. So was it very sure that which like whether the paternal chromosome will go on right side, or whether the maternal chromosome will go on the left side, or it is entirely a random process that which gamete is going to get which set of chromosome?
This is a
The
random process.
anaphase 1 of meiosis 1 is also a random process. So if you want to understand the concept of evolution, so first we need to understand what brings variation, right? I would say that the slide that you can see in front of your screen, you can, this is a summary of previous 4 or 5 lecture what we have done so far. All these things that I just help you to recall just quickly right away, it is an indicator that living organisms are undergoing various processes that are consciously, without their own will, they are responsible for variation. They are causing the variation, right? And before we go into the details of evolution, we learned that our surrounding environment is changing. So it is very important that our DNA undergoes slight variation so we can adjust with the fluctuating environment. So there are different type of genetic variation. The two types, one is discontinuous variation and the other are continuous variation. If we consider discontinuous variation, uh, then we will say the variation that separately fall into different categories. For example, if I ask that, let me know your blood groups, right? So we will divide the whole class into 4 different groups. Some of you will lie in blood group A, some of you will lie in blood group B, some of you will lie in blood group AB, and some of you will lie in blood group O. It may be A positive, it may be A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, O positive, O negative. But there are sharp categories. It's not like that somewhere in between that your half blood group is A and half blood group is O. This is not possible. If the variation strictly divide you into different categories, for example, if I divide the whole class into on the basis of eye color, so the biggest group will be with dark brown eyes. The smaller group will have the honey brown color eyes, or maybe some of you have other other shades of eye. Like there are discrete categories, right? So if the variation divides the whole set of study into separate groups, then it is called as discontinuous variation. In continuous variation, the characteristics are unbroken or a range of phenotype. For example, if I ask divide the whole class as per their height scale, so we can have we can have one group from 143 uh, centimeter height to 144 centimeter, and then the other group from 145 to 146 centimeter. Like there is a range of characteristics. So this type of variation is known as continuous variation. Like if we are dividing the whole class on the basis of height, skin color, uh, the weight of an individual. So these are the example of continuous variation. Continuous variations are caused by gene and environment both. While if we are talking about discontinuous variation, so discontinuous variation are caused only by the gene. Like you have inherited certain set of genes, and those genes are responsible for particular blood group. Like if I divide the whole class on the basis of gender, you will have two different groups, a group of male, a group of female. Like XX combination individual will fall into the female category. XY uh, chromosome individual will lie into the male category, right? So this is decided that within the course of life, there are certain changes happening in the DNA, which is responsible for the variation. And remember, when we are talking about evolution means that the species is changing over a period of time. The humans were not exactly the same as they appear today. The structure of like according to Darwin's theory of evolution, on the basis of fossil record, Darwin's uh, suggested that humans resemble to chimpanzees. What I believe, um what I suggest while talking about evolution, that this is a concept that contradicts with our religious belief. So keep science apart from the religious belief. As a Muslim, we believe that we all are the offspring of Adam and Eve. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them a complete normal human being, and we are their offspring. So, uh, but the scientific opinion that is based on the concept that how the species are changing over a period of time according to fossil record, it is believed that the uh, humans have the structure and the framework of the body that resemble to that of chimpanzees. So I'm going to end the class now, and We are going to continue the remaining part of the lecture, inshallah, on Monday. Hope to see you in the class. If there is any question, like
Ma'am,
I
what
will
about
accept of
what
evolution.
about
Before
attendance?
evolution, if you have any query, anything related to these lectures we discussed today, you can ask.
Ma'am, what about attendance?
CR has shared me attendance. Is there any other question, Beta? Is there any other question? Okay, you may leave now, Beta. Thank you so much. Thank you for your cooperation. Allah Hafiz.